जंक फूड जो है
क्वेश्चन नंबर 76 श्री सुशील कुमार मोदी।
पूछता हूँ।
Honorable Minister.
Sir, a statement is laid on the table of the House.
First supplementary, Shri Sushil Kumar Modi.
सभापति महोदय, मैं सरकार से जानना चाहता हूं कि यूपीए 2 के दौरान कितने के ऑयल बॉन्ड इशू किए गए थे, कितने का पेमेंट हो चुका, कितना बकाया है और बाकी कब तक इसका भुगतान और सरकार करेगी?
Honorable Minister.
Sir, the question is on the utilization of cylinders by beneficiaries of Ujjwala. But, sir, I have a learned colleague. He has asked a question which is somewhat, not directly, but somewhat distantly related to the issue. And he has sought a question which is interesting. The question seeks to know how in the tenure, during the tenure of the previous government, the issue of price rise, I think that should be the question, was confronted. It was confronted, as the honorable member has said, through the floating of oil bonds, which in essence means that if you have a financial difficulty that you have to confront, then you float bonds and someone else will have to pay them back. So those oil bonds floated between the years 2004 and 14, that I think was the tenure of that was the period. I think there were close to 1,41,000 crores, but I seek forgiveness if my figure is slightly misaligned, but it's not.
No, you mean numerical figure.
Numerical figure. No, my figure, sir, I'm trying to lose weight.
Yes.
Sir, it's a constant struggle also, sir. 1,41,000, and the honourable member has said, how do you do it? Sir, but in the Punjabi language, if I may be permitted, because the leader of the opposition had said, why don't you speak in Hindi? I was tempted to speak in Punjabi. Sir, Punjabi mein hum rishte zara jaldi jod lete hain. But I was not implying that in totality. हमें 1,41,000 करोड़ कि जो नाना जी ने कर्ज लिया, पोते जो हैं उनके, the second generation, we are paying back 3,50,000 crores. ये होती है, this is what I call absolute irresponsible governance model. What we did during the current Prime Minister's period, sir, we took a number of steps to do it very differently. We diversified the sources of supply. The Honorable Prime Minister, who is very sensitive to the requirements of the most vulnerable sections of society, reduced the central excise duty on petrol and diesel on 2 occasions, sir, in November 21 and May 22, as a result of which, sir, I want to tell you, and this is very interesting, the loss of revenue to the government as a result of the reduction of excise was 2.2 lakh crores, sir. We also, our BJP-ruled states, and I want to thank them, they reduced the VAT. As a result of which, what happened is that we had 2 differential levels of petrol and diesel pricing. You had the BJP-ruled states where petrol on an average sells for 96 rupees a litre, and you had the non-BJP states, I don't want to name any, sir, because that's not, I think, the question, but the difference is about 12 rupees per litre. And sir, you never go to a petrol bunk to just fill 1 litre of petrol. An average car which a citizen uses, or a 2-wheeler or 3-wheeler, fills many litres. So if you have a car with 30 litres and the price differential is 12 rupees per litre, you will realize, sir, what is the issue involved. Sir, we have to deal with this in many, many different fronts. What the Honourable Prime Minister was able to do, and that is why we were able to, since the question is on utilization of gas cylinders under the Ujjwala scheme, I also want to thank the Honourable Member. Sir, there are 2 kinds of gas, within quotes, that I would like to refer to, and I want to do some context setting, sir. There is something called natural gas, which comes along with crude oil from the below the surface or in deep sea. Sir, the other is the liquefied petroleum gas, sir. India imports approximately, sir, 60% of the LPG. And that import of 60% of the LPG, sir, has to be seen in the context of some of the crude oil which we import, which is utilized in our refineries, refined to produce LPG, sir. And as this answer, the body of the answer has indicated, sir, our consumption for the Ujjwala beneficiaries has gone up from very low earlier to now 3.8 per household, which means the number of Ujjwala connections is increased. 9 crore 60 lakhs is the number of, and the utilization per household for our sisters who are utilizing that has also increased, sir. So there is good news on all fronts. But when the question was asked, I think there has been a narrative which I have found very difficult to understand. कई उज्ज्वला का connection ले लिया, पर utilization नहीं है. Sir, if you look at how many people have utilized the first connection, first cylinder, second, third, fourth, fifth, going, it is increasing all the time. And there is a variation between urban households where there may be large families, large number of people, etc., and smaller families. But the average of 3.8 cylinders per household, sir, is a very good feature. But I think a normal family size, husband, wife, and 2 children would be utilizing about 4. I thank you very much, sir.
रिश्ते जल्दी बना लेते हो आपने कहा रिश्ते बहुत जल्दी बना लेते हैं पंजाबी की बात छोड़िए यू ओपनड अ फ्रंट ऑन द होम ग्राउंड सेकंड सप्लीमेंट्री श्री सुशील कुमार मोदी
सभापति महोदय मैं माननीय मंत्री से जानना चाहता हूं कि पीएम उज्ज्वला के कारण पॉल्यूशन रिलेटेड प्री मैच्योर डेथ्स कितने लोगों को बचाया जा चुका है क्योंकि जो पॉल्यूशन होता है उसके कारण कहते हैं कि लंग्स और बाकी अफेक्टेड होता है तो हाउ मेनी पीपल वी वर एबल टू सेव फ्रॉम डेथ प्री मैच्योर डेथ बिकॉज ऑफ पीएम उज्ज्वला नंबर और साथ ही साथ पीएम 2.5 का जो एमिशन है वो कितना इसके कारण कम किया जा चुका है क्योंकि एक रिपोर्ट छपी अखबार में कि 15 लाख लोगों को मरने से बचाया जा चुका है एंड 1.8 मिलियन टन पीएम 2.5 वर सेव्ड व्हिच कुड हैव बीन गॉन इनटू द
मोदी जी वी कांट गिव क्रेडेंस टू न्यूज़पेपर रिपोर्ट्स
नहीं ठीक है इसलिए मैं ये जानना चाहूँगा कि पीएम उज्ज्वला के कारण कितने प्री मैच्योर पॉल्यूशन रिलेटेड डेथ्स को बचाया जा चुका है तथा पीएम 2.5 एमिशन कितना कम किया जा सका है
ऑनरेबल मिनिस्टर
Sir, I want to thank the honourable member. Sir, जब माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी ने दिल्ली में दायित्व संभाला था, मैं बात कर रहा हूँ मई 2014 में, उस समय देश भर में जो गैस कनेक्शंस थे, वो करीब 14 करोड़ के करीब थे. और आज के दिन ये 14 करोड़ से बढ़कर क्लोज टू 33 करोड़ हो गए हैं. इसमें से 14 करोड़ से 33 करोड़ इसके बीच में उज्ज्वला की जो स्कीम है जो रोल आउट की गई उसमें 9 करोड़ 60 लाख उज्ज्वला के कनेक्शंस हैं और इसमें अभी माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी ने निर्णय लिया जब कैबिनेट ने अप्रूवल दिया उसके कि 75 लाख हम और उज्ज्वला कनेक्शन कर रहे हैं. तो 75 लाख में से मैं समझता हूं जो आंकड़े मेरे पास हैं कोई करीब 34 लाख हमने उन 75 लाख में से भी दे दिए हैं. सर, इट इज वेरी क्लियर दैट shifting from traditional firewood, kerosene, coal, and other traditional this thing onto gas, which is a cleaner cooking medium, much cleaner, has very significant health benefits, especially impacting on the lives of rural households, especially women. Now, the wood, dung, crop residues result in all kinds of air pollution, more toxicity. But sir, इसमें मैंने कई estimates देखे हैं. The honourable member has referred to one such report. जो उन्होंने figures दिए मैंने वो भी देखे हैं. मैंने कुछ और भी figures देखे हैं जो इससे भी ज़्यादा. There has been also some discussion in the context of the World Health Assembly. But sir, मेरी submission आपके through your good offices sir कि exact quantification बिकॉज ये उज्ज्वला के भी है और जो एक्स्ट्रा गैस सिलेंडर 14 करोड़ से 33 करोड़ लगे हैं उसका भी लाभ है, और देयर आर सम अदर स्टेप्स बीइंग टेकन. So the exact quantification as to how many lives were saved due to this initiative, we can say that we can save millions of lives. I have no doubt in associating myself or endorsing the honorable member's assessment that a lot of lives have been saved. But the precise quantification, because when something as unfortunate as morbidity takes place, then the causation becomes a problem. There were people during the pandemic who at the end of the day suffered from COVID, but they had their actual cause of death may have been because the immune system was down to the other. But I think the honorable member is right on target. This has been, in terms of health parameters, a transformational initiative by the Prime Minister, both the number of cylinders going up from 14 to 33, and subsequently, sir, the 9 crore 60 lakhs Ujjwala connections and the additional ones which have been gagged. But I would submit that I feel a little hesitant, sir, because of my civil service training, perhaps, to put an exact number it, but I think it would be very close to the millions that my colleague, the honorable member, refers to, sir.
Third supplementary, Shri Biplab Kumar Dev.
आपके माध्यम से माननीय मंत्री जी से पूछना चाहता हूँ, ये जो एलपीजी सिलेंडर है इसके टोटल प्राइस के साथ 20 रुपीज़ डिलीवरी चार्ज भी इंक्लूड रहता है. सेमी रूरल और रूरल में जो डिस्ट्रीब्यूटर है कंज्यूमर से ये 20 रुपये के बारे में बताता भी नहीं, उनको जानकारी भी नहीं है, और उल्टा 50 से 100 रुपया चार्ज करता है जब वो पहुंचाने के समय. इसके बारे में मंत्री जी को जानकारी है क्या नहीं है, तो इसके ऊपर कोई कार्रवाई हुआ है क्या नहीं, और नहीं हुआ तो कब तक होगी, मैं ये जानकारी चाहता हूँ.
ऑनरेबल मिनिस्टर.
जो सिलेंडर का दाम है 1100 रुपये जो शुरू में था, वो हमने देश भर के लिए उसको कम किया 200 रुपये का. आज उस 14.2 किलोग्राम के सिलेंडर का दाम करीब 900 रुपया है. बट सर, देर आर रीजनल वेरिएशंस. It is quite one thing to deliver a cylinder, say in Delhi, from a dispensing point, and quite another to have a cylinder reach in the far reaches of the northeast. So there are a little small differences there. We are not only aware, the honorable member has asked, इसके बारे हमें जानकारी है कि नहीं. हमें पूरी जानकारी है, and we monitor it all the time. और अगर हमें कहीं लगेगा कि कोई जो additional logistical constraints के कारण जो चार्ज किया जा रहा है, whether it is unreasonable, we would be very happy to receive from others, and I keep receiving. Sir, the situation is, the पहला जो डिलीवरी चार्ज होता है सिलेंडर का, उसका 30 रुपया, 20 नहीं 30 रुपया है. ये कॉस्ट ऑफ द सिलेंडर में इंक्लूडेड है. दूसरा, कहाँ बहुत डिफिकल्ट जो ज्योग्राफिकल एरियाज हैं जहाँ पे, और ये हर एक हमारी योजना में सर बात है, हम गैस की पाइपलाइन ले जाते हैं टू अ पॉइंट. अगर बात वहाँ पे मल्टी स्टोरी बिल्डिंग है तो एक ही पाइपलाइन से आप hundreds of connections you can deliver. But if the point of consumption and the household are several kilometers apart, then the cost of delivering the cylinder also goes up marginally. So we are both aware of this, we monitor this, and sir, the effort is on a continuing basis to bring the price down. इसमें जो उज्ज्वला के बेनिफिशरीज हैं, जैसे मैंने पहले कहा, अगर हमने सिलेंडर का नेशनल लेवल पे 1100 से 900 कर दिया, उज्ज्वला बेनिफिशरीज को पहले हमने 200 रुपए की राहत दी, और उसके बाद अगस्त 2023 में 100 और दे दिया. सो दी उज्ज्वला सिलेंडर इज अवेलेबल to the beneficiaries for 603. Sir, if you compare this with the price of the cylinders in countries around India, or if you look at the price of petrol and gas in other countries of the world, including in the advanced countries, sir, I think what will stand out is that the Honorable Prime Minister, because of his compassion and because of his commitment to the vulnerable sections of our society, we were able to do it. मैं एक उदाहरण देना चाहूँगा सर, आपकी अनुमति से. इंडिया में गैस का सिलेंडर जो 14.2 किलोग्राम्स का है 603 रुपये है. Pakistan में 1,059 rupees 46 paise, Sri Lanka में 1,032 rupees and 35 paise, and Nepal में 1,198 rupees 56 paise. So this is the thing. We are providing the cylinders virtually at 50% of the price or thereabouts. And this in spite of the fact, sir, that we import 60% of the gas, and sir, our gas prices have to be linked to international prices because we have 60% of our gas LPG is imported. And this is linked to the Saudi CP price, sir, which has gone up on an average in the last 2 years from about $415 to about $700 and something dollars. And yet, we have not passed on that increase to the consumer, sir. We have absorbed it. If the Saudi CP has gone up by 300% or 330%, we have only passed on 60%. And that is what makes the cylinder in India cheapest, sir.
For supplementary, Srimati Sulata Dev.
Thank you so much, Chairman sir, for giving me the permission. सर, मैं आपके माध्यम से माननीय मंत्री से ये जानना चाहती हूँ कि उजाला के चलते जितना सब्सिडी मिल रहा है गरीबों को ठीक है, मगर मिडिल क्लास फैमिली को भी कुछ सब्सिडी अमाउंट डीबीटी के जरिए उनके अकाउंट में आता था। ये 2020 से बंद है। क्या माननीय मंत्री ये बताएंगे कि ये सब्सिडी फिर से देने का कोई प्रावधान है क्या? थैंक यू सर।
Honorable Minister.
Sir, I'm very happy the honorable member has asked that question. I think there's some misunderstanding. We have what is called an eligibility criteria. The eligibility criteria, sir, consists of several markers according to which a beneficiary can receive benefits under the eligibility criteria. It's a defined criteria. Adult women belonging to any of the following categories, sir. SC households, ST households, Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana, Grameen, most backward classes, Antyodaya Anna Yojana, T and XT garden tribes, forest dwellers, people residing in island, river island, SECC households, poor households as per 14-point declaration, but there should not be any LPG connection in the household other than the one you are applying for. So we also have a negative criteria. We have what is called a KYC form, document and undertaking, and this includes 14 points. If any beneficiary, after signing this form, is found to be in violation or in contravention of one of these 14 points, the connection could be withdrawn. What we had done earlier, the direct benefit that the honorable member is referring to, sir, is a very simple thing. Earlier, what used to happen, the consumer would go and pay 1,100 rupees upfront, buy the consumer, not allow. When we introduced the subsidy for the Ujjwala, now it's a direct transfer to the beneficiary's account. And that direct transfer takes place, sir, within 48 hours. I've never heard any complaint. So those who are entitled to receive the benefit continue to receive the benefit. It is entirely possible that the honorable member is referring to some households which don't qualify according to the criteria. As I said, there's an eligibility criteria, and then there is a KYC form. And this seems to be working well. I should mention that when the decision was taken to provide 75 lakh additional household connections, out of which 34, 15% of those 34 lakhs, sir, applications were rejected because by use of Aadhaar card, we found that those households had actually, within their definition of the household, another connection.
Fifth supplementary, Srimati Vandana Chauhan.
Sir, the Honorable Minister has said that the government has already started rolling out Ujjwala Yojana 2.0 with 75 lakh more connections to be given. So I wish to know that in the light of the fact that there was a CAG report which exposed some very, very serious discrepancies in the entire Yojana, has the government embarked upon any such exercise where this is addressed and the report comes, is tabled to this House or in public domain? Thank you,
Honorable Minister.
Sir, I have now been around long enough 39 years in the civil service and 6.5 years as a minister, 2.5 years with this ministry. If I am expected to respond कि एक रिपोर्ट आई है उसमें बड़ी गंभीर सवाल इशू है, मैं आपको 15 रिपोर्ट्स दिखा देता हूं जिसमें बड़े गंभीर सवाल उठाए जाते हैं, including the kind of false narrative building. If there is a report which merits attention, I'd be very happy to respond to the report. The point is,
leave it. I'm here to take care of interest of everyone. Please, bear with me. Yes.
Sir, today the Ujjwala scheme, as I said, started at the height of a period when there was need to provide targeted assistance to those of our sisters belonging to a defined criteria. We are providing that. Earlier, there were 2 points of criticism. One, that the utilization is very low. People have taken a cylinder and not, I'm coming to your answer. Please allow me trying to give you a complete answer. This particular CAG report that she is referring to has said that we have taken the recommendations of that into account in the tweaking that we are doing to the scheme. Now let me explain to you. The general impression was that out of those who had taken the first cylinder, not everybody moved to a second cylinder. So we have analyzed the numbers who have taken the first cylinder, number who have taken the second, fifth, sixth, seventh. The average today is coming to 3.8 cylinders per household, which I had submitted in response to an earlier question, is a reasonably good utilization. And today, that is increasing. But what is increasing is, it is not being allowed to be misused by those. Now, what is happening is that in some of the rural areas, where the poorer households have also got access to other forms of cooking, medium like firewood, etc., there the utilization was initially low. But even there, the benefits, so we can do two things at the policy level. We can do the prachar. We are reaching out through social media, through Ujjwala Panchayats. We are also incentivizing the bringing down the cost is a clear effort in that direction. But the short answer is, since she did not mention the report, and since I think she has the CAG report in mind, let me answer categorically that all the recommendations have been included in the system's implementation. All the recommendations. But I heard that there is a report of bड़ी गंभीर है. वो तो मैं अखबार सुबह खोलता हूँ तो मुझे कई गंभीर चीजें पर I'm a student of history मैं ये पूछता हूँ कि कौन सी ये लिखने वाला कौन है रिपोर्ट का, वहां से पता लगता है क्या हो रहा है. By the way, sir, the CAG pointed out that male could take PMY, minor could take PMY more than 2 refills per day. Now we made changes. We don't allow males and minors too. The scheme is for ladies, for the ghar ki mahila ke naam pe, and this has already brought about a change. By the way, we take CAG's recommendations very seriously. My colleague is saying, unlike some previous dispensations which allowed the thing, but let me assure you, we take them very seriously, and certainly in my ministries, we take them extra seriously. Sir.
Question number 77, Srimati J.B. Mather Isam.
Yes.
Question 77. Honorable Minister.
Will of the House.
First supplementary, Srimati J.B. Mather Isam.
Ask the Honourable Minister whether the additional excise duty imposed on petrol and diesel during COVID times will be removed soon.
Honourable Minister.
Sir, we have some kind of a comedy of errors here. The excise duty was removed, not added. On 2 occasions, in November 21 and May 22, the Honourable Prime Minister reduced the excise duty on petrol and diesel, resulting, as I said, in response to an earlier question, in a loss of 2.2 lakh crore to the central exchequer. I also took the liberty of pointing out that the BJP states or the BJP-run states also reduced the VAT that they were charging, unlike, I wish to submit, sir. Now, my colleague has mentioned Rajasthan. Sir, with due deference to you, sir, their petrol in Rajasthan was selling 12 rupees more expensive per litre than, say, in BJP states. In Kerala also, by the way.
Second supplementary.
But my submission, therefore, sir, is the
Srimati J.B. Matherism. Second supplementary.
Sir, the minister's reply says, and I quote, prices of petrol and diesel are market determined and public sector oil marketing companies take appropriate decisions on pricing of petrol and diesel. While crude oil prices Indian basket increased from US $73.30 per barrel December 2021 to US $112.87 per barrel during March 2022 and further to US $116.01 in June 2022 and continue to remain highly volatile, OMCs have not increased or revised prices since 6th April 2022, I unquote. However, Indian petroleum companies got the benefit of rupees 27,550 crores and India's import of crude oil for almost same volume in the first half of financial year 2022-23 in the first half of financial year 23-24 was 25% lower value-wise due to subsidized crude oil from Russia. So my question, this benefit is not seen passed on to the common man. Will you pass on these benefits to the common man in India?
Sir, I would advise all my friends in the political world to use better research and think tanks, sir. All these statistics which the honourable member read out, I've heard this false narrative earlier. Let me place the facts before the House. Sir, the global situation today is characterized by a high degree of turbulence. The military operations which started in February 2022 between Russia and the Ukraine, I'm choosing my words very carefully, and subsequently the attack by the terrorist group Hamas on Israel. This
Dr. John Brittas,
I am responsible.
You will have to give up this habit. And please, you can take the floor only when I give that sanction. Please, sir, take your seat. Honorable Minister.
Sir, during this 2-year period, during this 2-year period, sir, the price per barrel, has gone down during the lockdown to as little as 19 degrees 56 cents, and it went up to $128 per barrel. I am not in the fortune-telling or soothsaying business, sir. All I can say is that I cannot predict where the oil prices will be, but I can predict, based on hard facts, that the oil marketing companies, I'm talking to our PSUs, because they are good corporate citizens, they incurred a loss of 21,000 crores. So we had a combination of three things. One, we had the Honorable Prime Minister reduce the excise duty which the centre charges, which meant the centre, at a time when it was providing 800 million people or 80 crore people 3 meals of dry ration in a day, it was foregoing revenue of 2.2 lakh crores. That is what the central government did. The BJP-ruled states cut their VAT. This is in sharp contrast to what my colleague asked about raising oil bonds. Karza le nana or bhukte pota. This was in Hindi, sir, not in Punjabi. The Punjabi is slightly more colorful, sir. Now, my point is, for someone to be asking me a question,
Please. Honorable Minister, through the chair.
Honorable Sir, I say again, central government, Honorable Prime Minister reduces the excise duty on 2 occasions, November 21, May 22, reduces the reduction in price by 13 rupees and 16 rupees. OMCs, as good corporate citizens, incur a loss of 21,000 crores, BJP state, but that is why the prices are lower. Now, if the question is, why don't we make oil or gas or something totally free? Well, there was a distinguished leader of this House, Prime Minister, who's still a very distinguished member of the House. He said, money does not grow on trees. I'm a student of his. All I can say is if the resources were limitless, we could maybe reduce it. But the OMCs are also answerable to their taxpayers, to their shareholders. And I think what has been done in India, which has made our prices lower than any other major economy in the world. If you get the November figures, they'll be even lower. If today is 5%, they'll be lower by 11%.
Third supplementary, Dr. Ashok Kumar Mittal.
सरकार प्रधानमंत्री उज्ज्वला योजना में सब्सिडी दे रही है, लेकिन एक हैरानी की बात है कि बेनिफिशियरी द्वारा रिफिल की संख्या कम हो रही है। सरकार ने जुलाई 23 में संसद में बताया कि 12% बेनिफिशियरी ने एक भी रिफिल नहीं कराया। मैं मंत्री जी से जानना चाहूँगा, क्या सरकार ने इस मामले में संज्ञान लिया है और इसे सुधारने के लिए कदम उठाए जा रहे हैं? धन्यवाद।
माननीय मंत्री जी।
सर, मैं ऑनरेबल मेंबर को बताना चाहूँगा, संज्ञान भी लिया, एक्शन भी लिया, और आज स्थिति ये है कि एवरेज जो है 3.8 सिलेंडर है। अगर कुछ लोग मान लीजिए एक सिलेंडर लेते हैं, उसके बाद कोई डिस्क्वालीफाई हो जाता है या उनको सिलेंडर की ज़रूरत नहीं है, हमें उस पर ज़्यादा चिंता करने की ज़रूरत नहीं है। हमें ज़्यादा चिंता करनी है कि लाभार्थी बढ़े। और मैंने जैसे कहा, टोटल गैस सिलेंडर्स देश में 14 करोड़ से 33 करोड़ पहुंच गए हैं। उज्ज्वला के लाभार्थी इस समय 9 करोड़ 60 लाख है, और माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी ने यह निर्णय लिया 75 लाख और जोड़े हैं, उसमें 34 लाख ऑलरेडी जुड़ गए हैं। और दूसरी चीज मैं बताऊं, हमने कई और कदम उठाए। आप 14.2 किलोग्राम के सिलेंडर की जगह 5 किलोग्राम का ले लो। हमने बाकी प्रोसेस बढ़ा दिया है, और इस समय 100.85 करोड़ रिफिल्स पिछले 3 साल में लिया, 100 करोड़ रिफिल्स लिए गए हैं। तो ये कहना कि कहीं रिपोर्ट आई थी उसमें ये एक समय आया होगा, किसी ने किया होगा, पर आज की स्थिति क्या है? आज की स्थिति ये है कि हम 100.85 करोड़ रिफिल्स हैव ऑलरेडी बीन टेकन, एंड दिस प्रोसेस इज ऑन द इंक्रीज। मुझे लगता है ये जो 75 लाख भी लिया है, इसकी भी सैचुरेशन जल्दी हो जाएगी। 34 लाख तो हो गए।
फोर्थ सप्लीमेंट्री, श्री जवाहर सरकार। क्वेश्चन नंबर 77, fourth supplementary. Sir, go to your seat. I'm helping you. Shri, you seem to have forgotten your seat. Yes.
Has been repeatedly mentioning that the oil marketing companies have taken a hit and therefore the customers have been saved. He has given it to me in writing on 25th November that public sector oil marketing companies have suffered under recoveries. Admitted. At the same time, would the Honourable Minister be kind enough to state how much profits went to the private oil refiners during the same critical period, because I have data with me at my disposal which we are exchanging, sometimes not in the best of manner, we are in regular exchange. How much profits were made by, okay, I'm naming 2 companies, Reliance and Rosneft, that has taken over SR's company in Gujarat, at rock bottom prices. They bought it at rock bottom spot prices from the Russians, whereas oil companies were unable to take the Russian offer, despite the fact that the External Affairs Minister was defending our stand, because they were bound by long-time contracts. So the benefit of the Russian
Honourable
oil
member,
went
ask your
straight to
supplementary.
2 private limited companies.
Ask your supplementary. Honourable Minister.
How much profit did they make?
1 second.
When you are talking of right, don't make gesticulations like this.
If you haven't finished,
Don't
I'll
make
wait for you to finish.
gesticulations like
No,
this. We are all
because
addressing
I would
Honorable Chair.
appreciate only one of
Have
you
some
states.
manners.
Yes, Honorable Minister.
Sir, the honourable member provides me
Also
the
from civil service.
honourable member
Also from civil service.
also from
Civil service.
Yes,
Civil service.
Yes, at least there he had to take an exam to pass to enter, like I had to. But the subsequent change in profession, I'll come to that in a minute, sir. I want to tell the honourable member, I want to tell through you, sir, that the honourable member has obliged me with a large number of letters. He raises the same 3 queries in every letter. So in the last letter,
Please. Let the minister answer. Let the minister answer first.
In the last letter, I did something which I would have done as an undergraduate student. I said, I have received your letters of this date, this date, this date. You have raised the following 3 queries. Then I drew a chart. The answer to the first query is given in para so-and-so. The question in the second query is given in para so-and-so. Sir, I am happy to make, through your good offices, the letters public that will show what the honourable... If it is an MPhil degree or a... Can I complete?
Honourable members, one second.
Sir, I can understand the honourable members'
Honourable
pressure,
Minister,
but I have the floor and I'm not yielding to him.
I only
yield to you, sir.
One second. I think it will serve public interest that the communication sent by the honourable member and the response emanating from the honourable minister, both are tabled here. Absolutely. Fifth supplementary, Dr. John Britas.
Thank you very much, sir.
Dr. John Britas.
Thank you very much, sir. The Honourable Minister has been harping on the discounts given by the Union Government at the behest of the Honourable Prime Minister. I have an answer with me which says that last year...
What's your supplementary?
Sir, I'm asking, sir. Let me just formulate, sir.
Okay.
Sir, last year, the total duty and taxes which has... Sir, please.
Communications.
Sir, see the quantum of money that has gone to the National Exchequer, that is Union Government, is 4,28,000, whereas all states put together, it is hardly 3 lakh. And this is where he is saying that...
So what's your supplementary?
So my point is that, sir, that though we talk in terms of Atmanirbhar, the dependence on import has gone up from 82% to 88%. Will the government of India ensure that the dependence on import is brought down and also cop the idea of Mr. Gadkari that 60% ethanol need to be blended so that the petroleum prices go down?
Honourable Minister.
Sir, I am indeed very grateful to the honourable member who asked this question because it helps me clarify what the reality is. Sir, we have probably about 88,000 petrol retail stations in the world, in India. Out of these, I think the bulk of them are run by OMCs. There are about 8,000 in the private sector, 20,000 in the private sector. Sir, what we did, insofar as the private sector is concerned, we imposed a windfall tax. We imposed export cesses, and we enforced the Universal Service Obligation Fund that 30% of what they were producing had to be supplied to the domestic market. I don't think, sir, in the history of India, this has ever happened. And, sir, let me clarify. One of the private refiners is in the SEZ, and we had a situation where the export volume, when he talks about windfall profits, we imposed a windfall tax, which the Finance Ministry reviews, I think, on a fortnightly basis. Secondly, the export volumes before this period and after the period and during the period have remained constant. We ensured the trilemma that there was availability, there was affordability and sustainability. So there is no question of our not having done that. Sir, I have repeatedly clarified this to the honourable member who's perhaps seeking a PhD, John Brittas, the honourable member, maybe in JNU, I don't know. I'd be happy to provide inputs for that study, but I can tell you I am grateful to you, sir, that you have given me the clearance today to put this into entire correspondence in the public domain. I'm told that the PhD comes cheaper in Kerala. He said he gets PhD in Kerala.
Take your seat. Take your seat. Take your seat. Honorable Minister, 1 second. Take your seat. Take your seat. Please, all of you, take your seat. Take your seat. Take your seat. Take it.
Sir,
Honorable Minister,
I would again like to emphasize that there was a situation at one stage where some, I choose my words very, very carefully, some operators decided not to sell fuel at a lower price because that would have amounted to incurring a loss. And all these universal service obligations were invoked. Everyone fell in line. That only Modi ji's government could have done, because without fear of favor, we enforced the law, enforced windfall tax, exports tax, and we enforced the universal excise. Now all manner of, yes, it's all right, all manner of decibel level raising. Sir, I am indeed grateful to you. I want to repeat this, that you have given me the permission to make that correspondence public. It will be done during the course of the day today.
1 second.
So, and the economy today, so that is the proof of the pudding. Economy today is firing on all cylinders because we are reducing the import development, and what we have done, we are increasing the ENP and we have increased the biofuel mixing. I heard the word ethanol, which my dear colleague, my learned colleague, Mr. Honourable Member John Brittas mentioned. I mean, there was so much decibel level there, I couldn't get the full question. We're very happy to tell him what we are doing in biofuels, in compressed biogas, and in green hydrogen. Thank you, sir.
On a point, sit down. I give opportunity to Dr. John Brittas to ask an additional supplementary. And 1 second. And Dr. John Brittas, please, 1 second. Please put it very pointedly. Come on.
Sir, first is point of clarification. I have a PhD from JNU. I am proud of it. And of course, his finance minister...
Question number 78, Shrimati Priyanka Chaturvedi. Honorable Minister.
It on the table of the House, sir.
Shrimati Priyanka Chaturvedi, supplementary number 1.
Yes, sir, I've gone through the statement. I just wanted to check with the Honourable Minister through you, sir. Is it correct that the scheme is not available in every city? If it's true, then why not?
Honourable Minister.
I want to make it absolutely clear, sir. This scheme is available pan-India in all urban local bodies. And if there is some place which does not qualify on that, I'd be very happy to sit with the honourable member and sort this out. But the fact that this scheme started at the height of the pandemic, when the honourable Prime Minister wanted to insulate one of the most vulnerable sections of our society from the adversity they were facing, we rolled out the guidelines in 1 day. 1 month, the scheme started rolling. Today, we have already got something like 56.89 beneficiaries. And I would like to tell the honourable member that, in fact, we have a portal which is upgraded daily. I was responding, sir, to a question in the Lok Sabha, I think a few days ago, when I used the figure 56 lakhs of beneficiaries. And I found that today, when I was preparing for this session, I knew the honourable member had asked a start question, it has gone up to 56.89 lakhs. And I'm sure by the time we finish the day, it will be past 57 lakhs. So I also want to share that the total number of beneficiaries who have taken the first loan are 56.59 lakhs. Number who have taken the second loan are 15.82 lakhs. Third loan has been taken by 2.05 lakhs. And two studies which are very significant. One, sir, by the Indian School of Business in Hyderabad, and the other by the Chief Economist of the State Bank of India, I think Soumya Kanti Ghosh, sir. They show the success of this scheme, that it has a persistency ratio of 68%. Now we have a situation, the scheme has succeeded in making people who were drawing, jo ready patri pe apna karobar karte the, it has succeeded in freeing them from the vice-like grip of the money lenders from whom they were borrowing at the rate of 100 to 300% a day. And the fact that the numbers are increasing, the number of loans are increasing, shows that it's available everywhere. The second thing is, sir, each of these persons in the informal sector, their details are being onboarded and they are being made beneficiaries of 8 other Kendriya Yojanas so that they can benefit from them. We had some difficulties with some state governments who were not, because there is a old problem that the local authorities, they don't give them the respect that is due. The local authorities try to play this, I have to be careful with my words, sir, who are great difficulties in the work of the street vendors. I've been writing letters to the chief ministers, my secretary has written to the state government, and we think that those problems are being ironed out. There are 13,700 vending zones. If some place you think or anyone thinks not there, kindly bring it to my notice. And if it's an urban local area, the vendor may be living in a rural area, but the trade is to be plied because this is under the 2014 Act, which is for urban sector Act in 2014, sir.
Second supplementary, Srimati Priyanka Chaturvedi.
Sir, I got a long reply from the Honourable Minister, but he hasn't really answered the question I asked. Secondly, sir, before I ask the supplementary, I just wanted to bring it to your notice. You had come up with a very historic decision where you said the responses by the ministers would be gender neutral. When I was reading the response to my question, every answer starts with a yes, sir. So just wanted to bring it to your notice and to the Parliamentary Affairs Minister's notice. The second question, sir, is if the government is maintaining a database of number of disabled people and number of women beneficiaries that have been enrolled in this scheme.
Honorable Minister.
Sir, I can mention straight away, I think 44, no sir, if I have the question, I'll answer it. This is a straightforward second supplementary she's asked. 44% of the beneficiaries are Mahilas. Scheduled caste, scheduled tribe, equally. Total number, if you add minorities, 9%. Sir, the spread when a beneficiary or a potential beneficiary comes to seek a loan based on a letter of recommendation or a certificate, they don't ask the caste, etc. But we have done an analysis after that, and the answer is very clearly 44%, SCST, another 40% plus minorities. Now somebody asked me the figure, why are minorities? I said, I cannot, for instance, ask why a particularly well-to-do minority community from where the honourable member, why don't they want to ask for street vendor loans? I think they're the kind of people who run banks. They don't need to be street vendors. And the data on disability, disabled data is not available with us. That data we have tried informally to ascertain because the loan-seeking process does not have that category. It's as simple as that. And any other question, she said first, she asked a question, I gave a long. If I had got a straightforward question, I will give a straightforward answer. So please, I request her through you, sir, to send me the question. I'll send her a...
How will they provide housing to them? That is one thing, sir. Second, I think the minister was telling something about JNU. I also have a PhD from JNU. I'm proud of it. It is one of the most consistent top university of the country, and it is the only university from our country which has a place in the
JNU, sir.
Nothing will go on
if I had, instead of going and teaching at a Delhi University college, If I had got a little time to get a PhD, I may have opted for JNU also.
Sir, kindly respond to the supplementary that concerns your ministry.
The question is very simple. You see, if we make cumbersome data requirement as a prerequisite, which used to happen in a previous dispensation, no loans will be given. So all we are saying is, you need minimum data. All you do is bring us your Aadhaar card. So that one card, Aadhaar card, is enough for us and for the banks, and the bulk of the loans have been given by the public sector banks, sir. I think about 80–85%. Private sector banks have been a little slow, maybe because the amounts involved in the loans are small. 10,000 for the first loan, 20,000 for the second loan, 50,000 for the third loan. But the Aadhaar card, and I may submit this to the House through you, sir, is more than sufficient for the banks to understand, and that is why we are also able. Sir, I also have the statistics, how much the public sector banks have given. Their contribution 92.8%, private banks 1.70%, small finance banks 0.17%, state cooperative banks 1.60%. I can send these statistics. There is no difficulty. But if the positive criteria and the negative criteria are not complied with, I mentioned out of the first 75 lakhs, the additional 75 lakhs, 34 lakhs, 15% were disallowed because of the very rigorous scrutiny to which the applications are being subjected, sir.
For supplementary, Sri Raghav Chadha, not present. Sri Samirul Islam.
Would the Honorable Minister give the data of the percentage of the loan given under the scheme to SCST and minority communities in last three years, state-wise?
Please go ahead. Honorable Minister.
I'm afraid I didn't get the...
Honorable Member may repeat.
Sir, would the Honorable Minister give the data or percentage of the loan given under this scheme to SCST and minority communities in last 3 years, state-wise?
Sir, I can give the figures, but what I can tell you, sir, overall, the marginalized sections, OBC 43%, SC 19%, ST 3%, other minorities 8%. But state-wise, I can get the data. I would be very happy to provide it, but it will need to be collected because we don't collect data on that basis. It is the banks which give the loans as per the guidelines who maintain the data. But if you want to know how many in the state of Orissa, how many in Andhra Pradesh, it's something that I'm sure we can get and try and share with the honorable members.
Dr. Ashok Kumar Mittal.
But the people who have to avail it, they face certain problems in getting the loans and other benefits under the scheme. My question is, does government do any survey or take feedback from the user of these kind of facilities? Thank you.
Honorable Minister.
Sir, there is a presumption in what the honorable member is saying कि कई हमारे बहन भाई लोन के लिए अप्लाई करते हैं, उनको मुश्किलों का सामना करना पड़ता है. क्या हम उनसे करते हैं? Sir, we monitor the portal on a daily basis. I just mentioned 3 days ago when I was answering in the Lok Sabha, the figure was 56 lakhs. Today it is 56.89 lakh. And we are running an open house. There is an open portal if anybody has a difficulty. But I find it strange to believe that a member of parliament is talking about a difficulty being faced by some loan applicant, and the loan applicant has not brought it to our attention. I don't think there is any difficulty. If there are, we are ready to iron it out. और सर्वेक्षण तो होता है, वो कुछ समय के बाद होता है. हम तो डेली इसका एनालिसिस करते हैं.
Question number 79, Dr. Lakshmikant Vajpayee. Honorable Minister. Supplementary number 1, Dr. Lakshmikant Vajpayee.
माननीय सभापति जी, मैं आपके माध्यम से पूछना चाहता हूं माननीय मंत्री जी से कि मेरठ की एयर स्ट्रिप 2014 में एयरपोर्ट अथॉरिटी ऑफ इंडिया को ट्रांसफ़र हुई थी 24/2/2014 को. एक अनुबंध हुआ था जिसमें जमीन सरकार को देनी थी, राज्य सरकार को, और एआई को एयरपोर्ट विकसित करना था। आज की तारीख में वहां पर 2280 मीटर लंबी और 210 मीटर चौड़ी जमीन उपलब्ध है। मेरी इस संबंध में एयरपोर्ट अथॉरिटी ऑफ इंडिया डीजीसीए से भी बात हुई थी, वो सहमत थे। मैं आपके माध्यम से माननीय मंत्री से जानना चाहता हूं कि क्या माननीय मंत्री जी यहाँ से 72 सीटर एटीआर को उड़ाने के बारे में सरकार कुछ कार्रवाई करेगी, आश्वासित करेगी सदन को?
माननीय मंत्री जी।
सर, सांसद महोदय ने बहुत महत्वपूर्ण प्रश्न किया है। शुरुआत में मैं ये सांसद महोदय और सदन को भी सूचित करना चाहता हूं कि प्रधानमंत्री नरेंद्र मोदी जी के नेतृत्व में जो महत्व नागर विमानन क्षेत्र में दिया गया है, शायद इस देश के इतिहास में कभी भी पहले नहीं दिया गया था। जहां 65 वर्षों में केवल 74 एयरपोर्ट बने थे, पिछले 9 वर्षों में 75 एयरपोर्ट बनाकर 149 एयरपोर्ट, वाटरड्रोम और हेलीपोर्ट बन चुके हैं। और वहीं ग्रीनफील्ड एयरपोर्ट्स की हम बात करें तो 65 वर्षों में 3 एयरपोर्ट बने थे ग्रीनफील्ड, पिछले 9.5 वर्षों में 12 ग्रीनफील्ड एयरपोर्ट प्रधानमंत्री जी के नेतृत्व में बन चुके हैं। और उत्तर प्रदेश की हम बात करें, 65 वर्षों में केवल 6 एयरपोर्ट थे, इन पिछले 9 वर्ष में 3 और बने हैं और अगले 2 साल में अध्यक्ष महोदय 9 और एयरपोर्ट हम उत्तर प्रदेश में बनाने जा रहे हैं। 6 से 18 तक हम लोग बनाएंगे। मीरठ का सवाल इन्होंने बहुत महत्वपूर्ण सवाल किया है। मीरठ में 45 एकड़ की ज़मीन केवल उस एयरपोर्ट में थी। हमने एक प्रपोज़ल रखा था उड़ान 4.2 में, जहां मीरठ लखनऊ मीरठ की रूट अवार्ड की गई थी 19 सीटर की एयरक्राफ्ट के लिए। पर वो एयरपोर्ट की जो रनवे के साथ एक सेफ्टी एरिया होना चाहिए, वो कम से कम 75 मीटर रनवे के दोनों तरफ होना चाहिए। वर्तमान में केवल 40 मीटर है। एटीआर के लिए हम लोग ने प्रस्ताव बनाकर उत्तर प्रदेश शासन को भेजा था। 300 एकड़ की ज़मीन चाहिए, आईएफआर इंस्ट्रूमेंट फ्लाइट रेटेड, जहां वेदर के आधार पे भी फ्लाइट लैंड कर सकता है। 300 एकड़ की ज़मीन चाहिए और बोइंग और एयरबस के लिए अतिरिक्त 200 एकड़ की ज़मीन चाहिए। इस सदन के पटल पर मैं आपके द्वारा माननीय सांसद महोदय जी को तहे दिल से धन्यवाद अर्पित करना चाहता हूँ। सतर्कता के साथ, सकारात्मक सोच के साथ प्रशासन से बैठकर मंत्रालय के पास वे प्रस्ताव लेके आए कि 115 एकड़ ज़मीन हम आपको और देंगे, आप ओरिएंटेशन अगर बदलेंगे तो एटीआर एयरक्राफ्ट मीरठ में इंस्ट्रूमेंट फ्लाइट रेटेड नहीं लेकिन विजुअल फ्लाइट रेटेड, मतलब केवल आंखों के आधार पर वो संभव हो सकता है। तकनीकी तौर पर हमने पूर्ण कार्य किया और सांसद महोदय जी के साथ मिलकर उत्तर प्रदेश सरकार को प्रस्ताव भेज दिया है कि अगर ये 115 एकड़ की ज़मीन हमको दे देंगे तो एटीआर एयरक्राफ्ट केवल वीएफआर, आईएफआर नहीं, केवल वीएफआर विजुअल फ्लाइट रेटेड के आधार पर हम वहाँ लैंड कर पाएंगे। सांसद महोदय के साथ मिलकर उत्तर प्रदेश सरकार जब 115 एकड़ ज़मीन हमको देगी, तुरंत कार्रवाई हम लोग करके मीरठ को भी मैंने उन्हीं 9 एयरपोर्ट में शामिल किया है जहां हम लोग विमान वहां लेकर आएंगे। ये विश्वास में इनको दिलाना चाहता हूं।
सेकंड सप्लीमेंट्री डॉक्टर लक्ष्मी।
माननीय सभापति जी, मैं आपके माध्यम से माननीय मंत्री जी का तो धन्यवाद देना चाहता हूं, लेकिन एक बात स्पेसिफिक पूछना चाहता हूं कि आईएफआर उड़ाने के लिए आज जगह है हमारे पास, वो जमीन एयरपोर्ट अथॉरिटी ऑफ इंडिया के कब्जे में है। वीएफआर उड़ाने के लिए जो जमीन चाहिए उसके लिए उत्तर प्रदेश सरकार ने सहमति दे दी है।
आपकी सप्लीमेंट।
हमारा कहना यह है कि एटीआर 72 उड़ा दीजिए। मैं भी माननीय मंत्री से कहना चाहता हूं जनप्रतिनिधि होने के नाते कि सरकार को आवश्यक 300 एकड़ और 200 एकड़ जमीन दिलाने के लिए एडी चोटी का जोर लगाऊंगा।
माननीय मंत्री जी,
वर्तमान रनवे पर नया रनवे।
माननीय मंत्री जी,
मैं दोबारा समझाना चाहता हूं।
जी, माननीय मंत्री जी,
मैं दोबारा समझाना चाहता हूं आपके द्वारा सर माननीय सांसद महोदय को कि 115 एकड़ की ज़मीन अतिरिक्त हमें ज़रूरत है। वीएफआर विजुअल फ्लाइट रेटेड के लिए ज़मीन कम ज़रूरत पड़ती है, इंस्ट्रूमेंट फ्लाइट रेटेड के लिए ज़्यादा पड़ती है। तो हमने ये सोचा कि तुरंत तीव्र गति से वहाँ एटीआर हम लोग लाना चाहते हैं, तो विजुअल फ्लाइट रेटेड हम लेके आएँ। उसके लिए 115 एकड़ ज़मीन और अतिरिक्त चाहिए जो हमारे अधीन एयरपोर्ट्स अथॉरिटी ऑफ इंडिया के अधीन वर्तमान में नहीं है। इनके सहयोग के साथ वो जब 115 एकड़ जमीन मिलेगी, हम लोग कार्रवाई शुरू करेंगे।
The House will meet at 2 p.m. today.